always think covers are so important. Let's ask the cover snob. How much money did it cost you for the Draconian series covers?
I'm not going to tell you, but it was a lot of money. If you put the photo shoot and the design of it together, covers are the first point of selling. Everyone says don't judge a book by its cover, but I think books do get judged by their covers. I mean, I bought some beautiful cover books, and then when I started reading those books, I was like, what the heck? It was not my cup of tea at all. It didn't even keep my attention. I'm not one of those that finish reading a book just for the sake of a book. I can't. It frustrates me so much. And I bought the books because of the covers. So, yes, covers can be so misleading sometimes and end up extremely disappointed because of how much effort the authors are putting into their covers but didn't put that much effort into the final product. Books are like other household products out there. The package might look nice and I will buy you to try you out, but I would not buy the new and improved version when it does come out. And that is the same with the series. If the first book didn't do it for me, I won't carry on buying the series. The power of a cover.
I agree. I love reading fantasy, but I'm sticking to writing romance. And I actually looked forward to this one fantasy series so badly. I mean, readers just couldn't stop speaking about it. And I was at the South African Book Fest in 2015, and I bought the entire series from the distributor and started reading the first book that night. Till today, I wondered how she did it. I pushed myself to chapter 10 and I wanted to throw that book against the wall. I feel like a freak because I'm like part of 10th that didn't like the series. I mean, everyone is still speaking about that series, and I'm just like, what is so great about it? I didn't get it.
I think I know which series you are speaking about. I'm part of that 10% too, which brings me to the second part of what sells a story: word of mouth. If it's in the masses, people tend to be like a flock of sheep and follow. I'm sorry to say that, but that is the truth. Whether the book is great or not, they will buy it.
Oh, I want to read the series now. No, you don't. I was so disappointed. Until this day, I haven't read any of this author's other books. It's not for me. Okay, so power of the cover and power of word of mouth. What would you say is the second point of selling a novel?
Back blurb, which I suck at tremendously. I mean, I took so many courses and still I can't do a bloody back blurb. Carlisle is great at back blurbs though. If you have a great cover and a great back blurb, it's 60% sold. If you are one of those that sneak peek at the first chapters. Some stores do not like that, but others do not mind.
So you read the first chapters?
I do. If a book is great, it would grab me the first 5 pages. So yes, I read the first 5 pages before purchasing a book.
How do you browse through titles? I mean, you don't have a lot of time to begin with, and we need to read other titles too. So how do you choose books?
I'm on word of mouth lately, but still, I'm like Kristin. Cover, back blurb, and the first few pages of a book. I'm probably one of the most difficult readers out there when it comes to books.
I can't tell you when last I actually read a book that I thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, I can do books like Eat, Pray, Love.
Oprah's Book Club.
I can't. I tried, and it was like I had to force myself through the pages. I guess it's just not my genre, and there is nothing wrong with that. I mean, thank heavens, we are all unique in our own way. Just think now how boring this world would have been if we weren't.
You do not want to take me to a bookstore. I can spend hours in one and walk out with a bill of easily over $100. That's why hubby does not take me to a bookstore when we go shopping. He takes the direction that doesn't go past a bookstore. I'm horrible in a bookstore. But I browse through genres and then find a book that has a great cover, has a great blurb, and has great first 5 pages.
Those 5 pages are really important to you.
Yes.
What about reviews?
I never really read reviews as they could be so misleading. I mean, if you go and look at the big novels like Harry Potter and Twilight, which was my favorite, they have more one-star reviews than all of my reviews combined. So yes, no, I don't read reviews.
Do you read your own reviews?
I used to, but I haven't read my own reviews for probably the past 3 years now. Readers can be trolls if they want to be. They can carry on about how bad your book is without listing a proper reason why. And some of them write reviews that I feel are misleading. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. I know of authors that went through breakdowns because they cared too much about what their reviews said and eventually stopped writing because they didn't feel that they could write a good book. And when you go and see their reviews, it's like 5% of the people that write those reviews that didn't like it. So they forgot about the 95% that did love it and concentrated on the 5 that didn't. And that is so sad to give up because of 5% that didn't love their story. Focus on the 95%, and let's be honest, not everyone is going to love your books.
I haven't read any of my reviews either. I don't even know if I got any. So I'm definitely looking forward to next year when you are going to do marketing for us, Adrienne.
Oh, I'm going to have a ball.
Okay, so buying books, a cover, the back blurb, the first 5 pages for all of you.
And word of mouth or blockbuster. If there is a blockbuster out there was derived from a book, if I like the movie, I can promise you I would love the book.
Okay, so plenty of ways to find books. On to the next question. When you started out with writing, I think we mentioned it in the last episode, was a website called Scribophile. What is Scribophile and how did it help you guys?
Scribophile is like a website where you can go and add your chapters and other authors go and critique. It was fun though. I was still a horrible writer back then, just horrible. Stop saying that you're a horrible writer. I love your stories. Ah, there is the difference. Writer, I sum up as writing, which is grammar, spelling, and vocabulary. Storytelling is another part. You are either a great writer but not that great at storytelling, or a great storyteller but suck at writing. One can be learned, the other one, well, it's still debatable whether that side of it can be learned or not. And then you have those exceptional authors that have both. It's just so unfair. But they are talented and have done this for years and years. I know. So Scribophile is like a critique group where they can fix your grammar if they want and can help you with the storytelling part of it as well. I had a small bad experience with Scribophile though, and it's nothing to do with the site or anything. As a newbie author, you don't always know what to cut and what to leave out, and I put Firebolt on there. It was still listed, I think, as the King of Lions fought back. It was a huge book, and the scenes that a few of them said I had to cut actually hurt a huge part of the book. And that was Elena and Lucian's relationship, as my original version had a lot of scenes in that I either worked into book 2 and it ended up hurting a big part of why the two of them were so crazy about one another. So it could end up hurting your story if you don't know what to cut and what to keep. Just be careful what you cut, as it could just end up needing a rewrite and not a delete. Sorry that it happened. I actually posted Imperfect Love first chapter on there, and I got so many messages telling me how sorry they were that it happened to me, as they thought it was something that I went through. It was hilarious. So yes, please, not everything in the books is what we actually go through.
So the steamy parts of your book are not what your sex life is like?
No comment. No comment usually means yes.
No comment.
Oh,
carry on, please.
So Scribophile is really a great site for those that started out and just want some advice on their chapters, but at the same time, be careful at what you cut. Yes.
Okay, then speaking about translations, also a question we skipped last time, namely Bubble Cube and why you don't use it, Adrienne. I remember that this was a question passed over to you.
I still do not understand why you couldn't answer that one, Kristin. Okay, so as you know, one of my editors actually do speak Portuguese. And I got a translator that wanted to translate one of my titles in Portuguese. Got the first few pages of it, translated, and then I sent it to her. She is a perfectionist, and she actually left so many comments of why she wouldn't say it like that, but like this, that I ended up deciding not to use Bubble Cube to translate. One, how the heck are you going to know if it's your title that they are translating? I mean, you do not speak that language. And two, if you can get better readers in that language, which is more than willing to read through the translation and give you their honest opinion, then I would say go for it. Three, the pure fact that you have to trust someone else with your title. I did that before and it was the biggest mistake of my entire life. And the last part is, how are you going to market it? I'm not saying Bubble Cube is not a great site. Don't get me wrong. Plenty of authors are using them, but how do you know if the translator that wants to translate your title is doing a great job or not? So those questions were important to me, and it would have seriously just put a lot of work on my table to get the books translated in all the languages that I gave up on the idea of using a site like BubbleCube.
Thank you for watching our latest episode. And remember, if you want to subscribe, not miss anything, do so right now. Do not forget to like the button as well. And if you have any questions and any information you would like to put in the comment section, please feel free. We really appreciate everything. Until next time, bye.